Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to the Chicagoland Speedway, as we are here for the fourth race of the season, in season number 5 of the Herr's Dash Series. This is the Chicago 80K, 34 laps of action around this mile-and-a-half racetrack in Joliet, Illinois, and we should have ourselves an interesting race here tonight. First time we have had a race on this racetrack in about 2 years, over 2 years to be exact. We have returned here to what was one of the best mile-and-a-half racetracks in real life. Unfortunately, we do not race here anymore in real life, but we're here today, virtually, with the Herr's Dash Series. The last race was at Nashville. We had a lot of racing going on there. It was all over the place, and it was a crazy event. And Keith Kent grabbed the race victory there just a couple days ago. You may see something like that here today as well. This racetrack, a very loose racetrack, and not a lot of grip on this racing surface for these guys to get a hold of. And because of that, we might see a little bit of sliding around. We may see an accident in this race. We haven't seen a caution since South Boston in this series. Went caution-free at Nashville a couple days ago. Not sure if we will exactly see that here today, but either way, it should be an interesting one. I don't think the passing is going to be quite as extreme. The driver going from 19th to 4th in 2 laps is probably not going to happen here tonight. But the driver who does start 19th could easily win this race here. With 34 laps of action, one of the longer races of the season for these guys here in the Herr's Dash Series, and with only a 20-car field, virtually anyone can win any of these races throughout the season. In the points standings coming into this race, Johnny Bastuco is still the points leader. He has finished top 5 in every race so far this season. 28 points towards the championship for him. 8 points behind is Daytona winner Mark Moore. Then you have Mitchell Henderson, 11 points behind. Ace Garcia, 14 points behind. And Christian Master, 15 points behind. Keith Kent didn't even receive any championship points up until his race victory at Nashville a couple days ago. He's 16 points behind coming into this race. Of course, 12 points go to the winner, 9 points to second, 8 points to third, and so on throughout the top 10. You only receive championship points if you finish in the top 10. Starting on the pole position is a driver who did not finish in the top 10, at least I don't think he did, last time out at Nashville, but he grabbed the fastest time in that Nashville 65K. Brandon Yodel will be starting on the pole position in the 79 alongside his teammate Keith Kent, who won at Nashville. Noah Clifton, Elijah Gordon, a couple of long-time veterans there starting in row number 2. You got Allison Rain, Mark Moore in row number 3. Alex Bonsignor to the inside of John Davis. Hey, I got it right this time. On that number 82 machine there for Trinity River Racing. John Andrews, Mitchell Henderson make up the first half of the field. And you got Caleb Rose, Trey Smith, Brock Nelson, Brian Webb, Silas Orta, and Ace Garcia, Christian Master, and Addison Gerald, Ian Hall, and our points leader, once again starting deep in the field, Johnny Bastuco there in the number 17. Fun fact, Bastuco has the worst average starting position of the field this season, yet he is the points leader. So very well, we could see the driver starting in the back of the field, winning this race here tonight. Have some fun here. It's Herr's Dash Series night in America. Pace car down the pit lane. We are underway here at the Chicagoland Speedway. 34 laps here in the Chicago 80K. Lap 1 will be led by the number 79 of Brandon Yodel. Great jump for him on the start. Teammate Keith Kent there in the second position. You got Allison Rain trying to get to the inside and Noah Clifton for third. Now, unlike Nashville, we saw Nashville at inside lane really work to these drivers' advantage. Here, both lanes are pretty equal throughout the racetrack. That outside lane actually works out very well through the exit of turn number 4. And we'll have to see how that affects the race winner later on in this event. Elijah Gordon going to pass to the outside of Allison Rain there for the 4th position. There are only 2 drivers who have yet to receive any championship points yet this season. They're running 3rd and 4th right now, Noah Clifton and Elijah Gordon. Neither of those drivers have received any championship points yet, but here they are both running top 10. Keith Kent to the inside. We're going to go 2 in a row here in the Herr's Dash Series. So far, each winner this season in the Herr's Dash Series has won their first career race on the channel. If Keith Kent wins here tonight, that'll break that streak because he won a couple days ago at Nashville for his first ever win. He's side by side with his teammate there, Brandon Yodel. Elijah Gordon going to move to the inside and take the 3rd position away from Noah Clifton. And we will have a cycle of pit stops, about a 18 to 20 lap fuel run here. So just past halfway in this race. So that will definitely become a factor as well. And of course, it was a big factor in Nashville when drivers were taking no tires on the stop. The tire fall-off isn't as significant here at Chicagoland, but still, you want to make sure you have good tires in this race, or otherwise you will be eaten up. So I would imagine a lot of those guys who made that mistake at Nashville will not be doing that mistake here as we have some contact. I think someone actually has an issue. Brian Webb in the 33. And he smacked the outside wall significantly there at some point. And Trey Smith is off the pace, and the yellow is out. A big wreck off the exit of turn 4. Johnny Bazduko, Silas Orta, John Andrews, Allison Rain caught up as well. And this may be the first time Johnny Bazduko fails to point this season. I don't see too much damage on the 17 there. I have a feeling that all started with Brian Webb and everything got shook up there further up through the field. Both the Cropley cars are all torn up. Allison Rain with a lot of damage there in the number 8 machine. And Addison Jarrell in the 57 with heavy damage as well. Silas Orta's got some right side damage to his number 90 machine. I think there's a bit of left side damage on Bazduko's machine there in the 17. Imagine a lot of these guys, not all of them, bit of a split strategy. A couple guys coming down. Now, everyone still kind of have to make another stop in this race from this point. Like I mentioned, only an 18 to 20 lap fuel run here at Chicagoland. Mark Moore down the pit lane in the 86 machine, and there's Brandon Yodel in the 79. Ian Hall, I believe, might have gotten caught up. I see a little bit of damage on his car. His teammate Trey Smith, John Andrews, Silas Orta, Johnny Bazduko, Addison Jarrell, all caught up in that accident. Same with Allison Rain. And all started with Brian Webb there earlier on, and a few guys are going to get knocked out from the race after this one. There's Mark Moore coming off the pit lane. And then number 79 there, Brandon Yodel as well. I saw Brandon Yodel taking some tires, so he may have a bit of an advantage on these guys who did not stay out. Thing is, though, everyone will still have to make a pit stop in this race before the finish of the event. Well, let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the night here in the Chicago 80K. Pretty big wreck off the exit of turn number 4 involving Trey Smith, Allison Rain, John Inners, and many more here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Well, this right here is the initial incident between Brian Webb and Trey Smith. And Brian Webb just a little too hard into the corner and getting into the 21 machine there and into the outside wall. They both go. They kept it straight, so no caution flew because of this incident. But further up ahead is where this all went down. I believe it may have had to do with Allison Rain, number 8 machine. She may have had an issue here. And that issue may have been Caleb Rose in the number 28. Got into her quarter panel there, entering turn number 3. Gonna hit that apron, and she's gonna slide up. Caleb Rose gonna get away with it in the number 28. Same with Mitchell Henderson, but Allison Rain hard in the outside wall, and nowhere to go for John Andrews. I think Brock Nelson's gonna get a piece of it. Silas Orta's there in the 90 as well. Addison Jarrell right there. That's where he's going to get that pop, and that's going to knock him out. And then you see John Inners get hit there. Johnny Bazduko as well in the number 17 with heavy damage. And the 3 guys, so I do believe are going to be knocked out. Addison Jarrell, Allison Rain, and then Brian Webb from that prior incident with Trey Smith. So 2 separate incidents. One brought out the caution. But if the other one brought out the caution, we probably would not. Well, actually, we still would have. Who am I kidding? We raced back to the line. Still would have happened anyway. Tough break for all those guys involved, especially those who are going to get knocked out. Allison Rain, Brian Webb, Addison Jarrell. And this is the name of the game here at Chicagoland. We end up with a lot of accidents here at this racetrack, especially off the exit of turn number 4. Replay this in real time, and Brian Webb just, yeah, that's an interesting moment right there. Between the 33 and the 21. Ian Holland was getting into those guys, and right here, you're going to see Caleb Rose right there get in the Allison Rain, and Rain's going to go hard in the outside wall. John Andrews gets popped. Silas Orta, Johnny Bazduko as well, getting caught up in that accident. Addison Jarrell with nowhere to go either in the 57. Tough break for those guys involved, but that's what happens. A couple guys came down the pit lane. Mark Moore and Brandon Yodel came down the pit lane, but Keith Kent stayed out. He will be leading us to the green flag. We get back to racing here in the Chicago 80K from Chicagoland. We are back here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Going to restart on lap 10 of 34 here in the Chicago 80K. A cycle of pit stops left for everyone left in the field, as only an 18 to 20 lap fuel run. We still have 25 laps to go when we take the green flag. Keith Kent in the number 75 leads the field, looking for 2 wins in a row here in the Herr's Dash Series. It would not be enough for him to take the points lead, but Keith Kent won that race at Nashville. This has some characteristics to the Nashville Super Speedway. We'll see if that plays into Keith Kent's favor. Elijah Gordon and Noah Clifton both looking for their first points of the season. Then you have Caleb Rose and Mitchell Henderson, the top 5 here as we restart with 25 laps to go in the Chicago 80K, and already Elijah Gordon looking to get an advantage on the outside lane, but that may not work to his advantage. It's hard to get the outside lane to work on the restart, but Gordon's going to try to do it. Will he keep the nose? He will not, but he's going to cross back over down the backstretch for the race lead. And Elijah Gordon try and hold that inside lane. He could not do so, and Keith Kent going to work the outside lane to his advantage and keep the race lead. Here comes Mitchell Henderson for second on Elijah Gordon now, as Gordon had to check up as he dove it in just a little too deep in the turn number 3. Caleb, or should I say John Davis, excuse me. Man, I made that mistake again. John Davis to the inside of Elijah Gordon there. That's for the 3rd position. Not Brian Webb, that is Brock Nelson. A name that starts with BR, and it's not Brian. It's Brock Nelson there, and Bazduko going to get in the Master. And that is going to take Johnny Bazduko out of this race. Caleb Rose caught up, Silas Orta as well. Master's going to be done, and Brandon Yodel with heavy damage in the 79. They were 4 wide back in there, and Johnny Bazduko is not going to receive any championship points tonight after that one. May only be left with a few drivers left in this race. Didn't even go through who was knocked out from the first accident. It was Addison Jarrell, Allison Rain, and Brian Webb. They were all out. And this is going to get very, very interesting, because as we cross the line right here, it'll be 22 to go. That's a bit of a stretch for these guys. I do not see them making it to the end of this race. However, they do have a couple of caution laps, so we'll have to see if they end up saving a little bit of fuel here at the end and having a shot at stretching it to the end. This could be a fuel mileage race here tonight at Chicagoland. So Keith Kent leading this field in the number 75. He's led the most laps so far here tonight. Contact there between Noah Clifton and Elijah Gordon, and then Alex Bongsior made contact with John Davis trying to come down the pit lane. You see Brandon Yodel in the 79. Mark Moore now. This is the advantage Mark Moore had. He already came down and took tires, so he's going to take the race lead away. Elijah Gordon will get ahead of Keith Kent. And Keith Kent with an issue on the pit lane. He's still in his pit stall, and he's finally going to come out, but he's going to be at the back of the field. Now, granted, there's not going to be many guys left on the racetrack, so it's not the end of the world for him. John Andrews, Silas Orta there. They were caught up in that accident. And Brandon Yodel looks like he'll be able to stay up. Bazduko's going to be able to stay out somehow in the 17. Very interesting. Mark Moore now out front in the 86, going for his 2nd win of the season. Won the opener at Daytona earlier in the year. Played some strategy there, but I think these guys behind him are going to have fresher tires. They're going to have the advantage. Elijah Gordon there winning the race off of the pit lane. Well, not many guys left in this race after 2 big accidents off the exit of turn number 4. That's good old Chicagoland for you. It's all Johnny Buzduko get into, I believe it was it Silas Order or John Andrews? I think it was one of those 2 guys. It might have been Silas Order there, and Buzduko took a hard hit to the outside wall. Somehow he'll still be in this race, but don't know if he's going to have a shot at any points. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the second caution of the night here at the Chicagoland Speedway. And this one a lot like the first one that we had with Allison Rain and Caleb Rose. This time it's Johnny Buzduko and Christian Master. For some reason I thought it was Silas Orta, but I wasn't paying attention. But hey, if you know me enough with these races nowadays, you know I don't pay attention. Buzduko there on the apron. Christian Master the one getting the worst of this one. Brandon Yodel nowhere to go. Hard hit for Christian Master. Buzduko hard in the outside wall as well. And then Caleb Rose just gets popped there by Brandon Yodel. Silas Orta runs into him. Ian Hall, John Andrews nowhere to go behind. I think Ian Hall actually does get away with this, but I don't think John Andrews does. I think that 41, yep. Oh, my. That was a bad mistake out of John Andrews. He turned right into Caleb Rose there at the end. Tough break for those guys involved. That's like my classic phrase when everyone gets involved in an accident. I say the same things when similar things happen. You all think I'm a good commentator, but I'm really not. I'm really not. I don't know why I'm so hard on myself today. I'm just in a mood. I don't know why. Hey, let's go ahead and replay that in real time and get back to racing here at Chicagoland. And Christian Master here, number 98. That's the points leader getting into him. So I'm sure Master's not happy about that. Master came into this race 5th in points. I don't think either Master or Buzduko will get any points in this one. Either will Silas Order, Brandon Yodel, John Andrews, Caleb Rose going to be out of this race. Both Master and Rose out of this race after that accident, but everyone else is still going to be on the lead lap. Now the big question is, will these guys be able to make it to the end? Mark Moore won the race off the pit lane because he didn't take tires, but Elijah Gordon does have fresh tires right behind him on this restart. Just going to have to see how it all goes down. Let's get to the restart here at Chicagoland. Second time of the day here in the Chicago 80K. We're back once again at the Chicagoland Speedway in the Herr's Dash Series. Already 2 cautions here tonight. Knocking out 2 more drivers there. Christian Master out of the race. Caleb Rose in the 28. And then from the first accident, 57 of Addison Gerald. Allison Rain in the 8, and Brian Webb in the 33, all out of the race. Only 15 drivers, I should say, left in this event. Johnny Buzduko, the last driver, on the lead lap there in the 17, with some damage. Of course, you see Silas Orta there with the damage he has to his car. John Andrews has damage, and so does Brandon Yodel. So only 11 cars without any damage here tonight at Chicagoland. However, the fewer cars on the racetrack, the less likely it is they'll crash. So hopefully that is the case. Elijah Gordon has fresher tires here on Mark Moore. Mark Moore, the race leader with Gordon Henderson, Brock Nelson, and Ace Garcia. And Elijah Gordon is going to drive right by the 86 for the race lead. Elijah Gordon, I do believe, is going for his 21st career win on the channel here tonight. He's got more wins in this series than anybody else. Of course, more wins on the channel, I should say, than anybody else in this series. Didn't quite say that correctly. Henderson falling back there. He got shuffled out of line 3 wide, and they may end up 4 wide here. Bongson are trying to make some moves. Keith Kent, Noah Clifton in the back of the field. They're trying to get inside the top 10, get some more points. Of course, everyone from Clifton on up, and a lot of contact there between Ian Hall and Mitchell Henderson. Almost spun that 89 around. 89 may have a bit of an issue here. He's a bit off the pace right now, and all these guys trying to get around him so they can get into that top 10. Alex Bonsinor inside the top 10. Pretty much everyone who's up to pace is inside the top 10. Everybody else is kind of falling behind. Trey Smith also has damage as well, so he's falling back in the 21 machine. So Pretty much, everyone who hasn't been involved in an accident in this race is going to receive championship points the way things are running right now. They've spread out quite a bit as well, so that's a good sign. How about this? Two long-time veterans, Elijah Gordon, Ace Garcia. Both of these drivers have won at this racetrack before. Ace Garcia, as a matter of fact, won the last time we came here on the channel over 2 years ago. Not over 2 years ago. It's been 1 year. We came here last year. I completely forgot about that. But Ace Garcia won here when we came here last year. I honestly don't care too much about the statistical information of anything anymore. I just say what I want to say, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's okay. No one's dying because of it. Elijah Gordon holding on to this race lead. Ace Garcia in the number 97 looking to hold on to this inside as well, trying to find his way to the race lead. Brock Nelson with a great run here tonight. Mark Moore holding on fairly well, but he's definitely going to have to, well, I don't know. The big question is these guys came down with 22 to go. Fuel window 18 to 20 laps. I have a feeling everyone's going to have to come back down before the end of the race, but there might be someone who can make it until the end. I just don't know who that could be. But then maybe what Mitchell Henderson's doing. He kind of was a bit off the pace there at the beginning. He may be trying to save fuel at the beginning of this run to have a shot at possibly stretching it to the finish and getting the race victory. Elijah, or should I say Alex Bonsignor, a little off the pace there. But he is still comfortably inside the top 10. Everybody else way off the pace. And as a matter of fact, they're going to run into lap traffic if this thing stays green. Gianni Pastuco there in the 17. Definitely much slower than the rest of these guys here at Chicagoland. Elijah Gordon holding on to the race lead, but Ace Garcia's coming. He's got a good run through the exit of the corner, and we may have a pass for the race lead here on lap 22. Ace Garcia, 14 points behind. He's looking to gain that on Gianni Pastuco, and if he wins this race, he'll be 2 points behind Pastuco in the championship. Mark Moore also trying to take this points lead. He's right now in the position that awards 7 points. It's a crossover for the race lead. Garcia led that lap, but Elijah Gordon trying to cut back down to the inside, and it looks like he might get a nose to the inside of the 97 once again. But the championship battle, regardless, is going to close in if they finish where they are right now. But that fuel is going to be an issue, and I don't think we're going to have another caution with how spread out these guys are right now. The 2 times we had those wrecks off the exit of turn number 4, they were bunched up significantly. Ace Garcia doing all he can to hold off this 69. I think Garcia might be a bit faster right now than Elijah Gordon, but Elijah Gordon is holding on strong here. Krakoan Racing Enterprises has not had a good season so far here in the Herr's Dash Series. 2 drivers, Elijah Gordon and Alex Bonsignor, total for 6 points on the season, and that was Bonsignor getting a 5th place finish at Nashville last time out. Bonsignor currently running inside the top 10 in the 10th position, but I think he's even got a bit of damage in that 53 machine as he is significantly off the pace from the rest of the field. Here comes John Davis on Mark Moore, and those fresher tires are coming into effect there as they get around the 86. Keith Kent inside this top 10 now. He's going to look for 5th here on Mark Moore. A couple of the winners that we have had so far this season. Or this may be the first race we've had this season where the winner is not winning their first career race on the channel. Ace Garcia, Elijah Gordon, Brock Nelson all have wins on the channel, especially Ace Garcia and Elijah Gordon. Between Garcia and Gordon, they have themselves a total of 27 wins on the channel. 20 from Elijah Gordon. Ace Garcia going for his 8th career win on the channel. Brock Nelson has 3 wins on the channel in the past. Actually, 2 wins, excuse me. I thought he's won another race before, but even he's got some more experience than a lot of these guys in the field. Here we go for the race lead, lap 27 of 34. Elijah Gordon to the inside of Ace Garcia. We'll see if he can hold on to that inside lane. If he can keep the nose down the front stretch, he's going to probably take this race lead away, but he will not be able to make the pass. However, he may use Pastuco as a pick right here. And Pastuco getting in the way of both Garcia and Elijah Gordon. That's going to be good news for Brock Nelson, who's definitely going to gain some time on these guys. He was a second behind the last lap there. Got a battle here between Keith Kent, John Davis. That is for the 4th position. And Keith Kent moving up another position there in the 75 machine. I will say, Keith Kent was on the pit lane longer than anybody else, so he packed that thing full of fuel. That may be enough to stretch it to the end. We got 6 laps to go here in the Chicago 80K, coming in on the point of no return here at Chicagoland for these drivers. Ace Garcia holding on to this race lead. Elijah Gordon doing all he can to pass him, but the big question is, will they have enough fuel in the tank to make it? It'll be 17 laps since they last pitted, an 18 to 20 lap fuel window. We'll have to see if they in fact have to come down at any point in this race. No one's come down yet. Alex Bonksner there, 11 seconds off the race lead, looking to hold on to that last point in this championship. The one thing we haven't checked on this entire race yet is the fastest lap. That's held by Ace Garcia. Silas Orta coming down. Now, granted, Silas Orta does have damage, and Noah Clifton's coming down in the number 7. So lap 31 of 34, 4 laps to go, and the first driver coming down the pit lane. There you see the fastest lap right now, and Ace Garcia looking to start on the pole for the next race, wherever that is. I actually forget where the next race is. Shows how much I care about this now. Ace Garcia in the 97, staying out right there. So is Elijah Gordon, Brock Nelson, Keith Kent. See if anybody else comes down. Mitchell Henderson down the pit lane. Number 89 machine. It's 3 laps to go now for Ace Garcia and Elijah Gordon, and I still think they may have to come down. If Noah Clifton and Mitchell Henderson are coming down when they are, I just don't know if these guys are going to be able to stretch it, especially considering how fast they've been running, pulling away from the rest of the field. And here they come, Garcia and Gordon. There's Brock Nelson, Keith Kent staying out with 2 laps to go. John Davis as well. And Johnny Bazduko in the 17. I don't know if he's come. He has come down. Bazduko's already come down, so he's not stretching the fuel. That's everybody except Keith Kent and John Davis. And I would imagine both Keith Kent and John Davis are going to have to come down right here. Big question is, I mean, these guys are definitely going to be going gas and go. I mean, if you're going tires now, I don't know what to tell you. Ace Garcia getting out ahead there of Elijah Gordon. There's Keith Kent and the 82 of John Davis coming down the pit lane. And guess what? There's Keith Kent taking the white flag on the pit lane. 1 lap to go here at Chicagoland for Keith Kent. The big question is, will he get out ahead of Ace Garcia? Garcia is way out ahead of everybody else he came down with. Gordon did not have a fast stop, neither did Brock Nelson. They just got just enough fuel in the tank there for Ace Garcia. Here's John Davis and the 75 coming off the pit lane. They just needed a drop, but they're not going to get it. And Ace Garcia going to drive right by him. Big question is, will Gordon and Brock Nelson take these positions away? Of course, every point matters in this series, and this right here could mean quite a bit towards the championship. I think Gordon's going to get second, and Nelson will get third. But Ace Garcia's going to get the race win. Ace Garcia, last time we were here, he won. He's going to do it again. Ace Garcia has won the Chicago 80K here at Chicagoland. Elijah Gordon going to take second from Brock Nelson. John Davis with 4th. Keith Kent with 5th. Noah Clifton, Ian Hall, Mark Moore, Mitchell Henderson, and Alex Bonsignor. The top 10, all receiving championship points here tonight at Chicagoland. Even though we had the cycle at the end, it wasn't too crazy. It wasn't too crazy. They took the white flag on the pit lane, but Ace Garcia is going to get the race victory here at Chicagoland. First veteran to win this season. And Ace Garcia is going to move himself up in the points standings there for NS Racing. NS Racing has done an excellent job. Of course, their other driver, Christian Master, wrecked out in this race, but Garcia gets the race victory, and he's going to get the pole for the next race. Let me tell you where that is. I tell you what. I mean, it used to be back in the day, you know, when this was a really big part of my life. You know, I'd have everything down to a T. Now it's like, I feel like recording a race. Where are we going next? Rockingham. And not the one in the United Kingdom, but the one in North Carolina. Rockingham 65K. So Ace Garcia wins the pole for Rockingham, and that's definitely a place where you want the pole position. 82 of John Davis will start second alongside him. Then you got Keith Kent there, Elijah Gordon, Brock Nelson, Ian Hall, Mark Moore, Noah Clifton, Johnny Bazduko. It's going to probably be Bazduko's best starting position of the season. 89 machine of Mitchell Henderson. Then you got Caleb Rose, Brandon Yodel, Allison Rain, Silas Orta, John Andrews, Addison Gerald. 53 machine of Alex Bonkinor, Brian Webb, Trey Smith, and Christian Master. That is how they will line up for the next race. In the prior race that we did in Nashville, I mistakenly put the 69 as Trey Wright. Wrong series, but it was still the 69 of Elijah Gordon in that starting position. As you can tell, I just do it. I don't proofread anything anymore. I hate editing. That's my least favorite part of all of this, and I make a lot of mistakes, especially in this series for some reason. South Boston was a disaster. Anyways, Ace Garcia wins at Chicagoland. Elijah Gordon, Brock Nelson, John Davis, Keith Kent, Noah Clifton, Ian Hall, Mark Moore, Mitchell Henderson, and Alex Bonkinor all receiving championship points here today. Ace Garcia, as you see on the right-hand side of your screen, will be leading us to the green flag in the next race here in the Herz Dash Series at the Rockingham Speedway in Rockingham, North Carolina. That's a place we haven't been to in a while on the channel either. Looking forward to that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow we should have the Wisconsin Sprint at Road America for the Wawa Pro Series, and then the day after that, the Wawa Pro Series from Road America feature event, the Grand Prix of Wisconsin. And then also this weekend, assuming I edit all this on time, but who knows, the America 100 in the Haas IndyCar Series. Definitely looking forward to the return of the Haas IndyCar Series. I know we were supposed to do a race at Nashville this past weekend and we didn't get to it, but Haas IndyCar Series will be back with a 50-lap race from the Michigan International Speedway this weekend. Thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Ace Garcia for winning here at the Chicagoland Speedway, and here are the point standings after 4 races in the Herz Dash Series. Try to do better the next time. We'll see you guys at Rockingham next time out here in the Herz Dash Series. I will see you guys later.